All right, friends, it's T, and I'm back with the one and only JasonBlaha, Strength and Fitness. You know who, man? The lifting, recruiting, whatever, lifting gym, lifting slave, recruiting, lifting slave. Man, look at that chest, is really turning into man boobs. All right, let's see what Jason has to say today. Blaha says, telling people just eat in a calorie deficit to lose weight is not helpful. Man, I just watched this Russian lady in Russia showing all this fake slave diet food, the fake slave food, man. It's overwhelming in the market, and then there's a small section there for some natural food. It's crazy. All right, let's see what he says.
When fitness professionals tell people, look, all you have to do is create a calorie deficit to lose weight or to lose body fat, it's a cop-out. And the problem with it is that it's the biggest cop-out from basically the flexible dieting crowd. And that crowd doesn't understand that not everyone can moderate. It's a complete misunderstanding of the human condition by these people. And they seem to be oblivious to the fact that not every person can flexible diet or just fit junk food into their macros and actually stay on track with a diet.
Hold on a second. Did he say put mixed junk food in their diet and stay what? Man, the majority of people, what you're eating is all junk food. All this engineered man-made food and everything is junk food. It is non-natural food. You want to, I'm going to lower my junk food to calorie deficit. That's what he's talking about, right? Lowering calorie deficit on a junk food, man-made, fake slave diet. What the fuck? How healthy could that be? Think about it. If you're lifting in the gym and then you go eat at McDonald's or the Pizza Hut and you have a Coke and a pizza after you just worked out, what do you think your cells are absorbing? That's what I try to explain to people in my old buffet videos when I was at the buffet eating. All the natural good food would come in first. See what I mean? Well, at the end, I had room to cheat, right? I had these cheat meals like the junk food stuff, but it would saturate. It would go out as an empty calorie because your body can only absorb so much in the beginning.
Half of the population, just personality-wise and the way that they're wired, can even do that. So the problem with this idea is not that the calorie deficit part isn't true.
I am no way condoning you should be eating any junk food whatsoever. I just did it a couple of times in my buffet videos for fun, but it's not something I would do anyways, like regularly. So yeah, if you're trying to build muscle and health, if you're trying to build health by using a gym and you want your cells to absorb the best food, it's kind of obvious you want it to absorb the best food so you have the best outcome. You understand me, in health. But now you're destroying your health and accelerating even more aging and doing something unnatural lifting.
We need to be very, very, very clear on that. The calorie deficit is absolutely the primary pathway by which we lose body fat. Now, people say,
okay, here's the thing. This lowering calories, yeah, you're gonna lose fat for sure, because your body's looking for energy. Does your body use protein as energy? Well, yeah, can it convert some of it to glucose? Well, yeah, if necessary, right? Could do a bunch of stuff, right? So what's your best bet to be on? What type of diet would you be on? Well, you have a lot of people, they go on these crazy starvation diets. They really starve themselves. They go on a salad diet, and then they can't figure out where all the muscle went. Really, your best bet is to go on a high nutrient diet, or should I say nutrient diet. Let's just put it this way, a moderate to low nutrient diet. What is that? Your natural diet, dude. And if you don't know what your natural diet is, I can't help you, man. I think you need to go out into nature and figure it out on your own.
it's technically not the only. It's by far the most efficient, by far the most effective. But if a calorie deficit was required, people would never recomposition at the same body weight, which they clearly do. Okay, demonstrated in the labs, just an FYI. But I digress. That's relatively small amounts of fat loss, but it is measurable. All right.
Well, seriously, what do you need to do to burn fat? Do you need to lift heavy weights or move anything heavy, or do what he's doing right now? What is he doing exactly? Let me get this straight. He is on a very low calorie diet, and he's using up energy, right? But he's lifting a heavy weight, right? That'll cause more breakdown in proteins. There's a buildup and a breakdown in proteins. Okay. If you want to really shrink a lot of the contractile proteins, if you want to fucking shrink them, just keep doing what he's doing. See what I mean? You'll get even smaller muscles. You may lose some fat, but you'll lose muscle. Definitely lose muscle, because you don't need to be lifting any weight. Just do a bunch of jumping jacks and do a bunch of sprints around a swimming pool a couple of times. It's one of those little kiddie pools. Just run around in circles a couple of times, here and there every day. Yeah. Well, it's going to really drive you nuts. If it's going to wear on you mentally, physically, going on a very low diet, should I say, low eating diet, even your natural diet, whatever. Trust me, it's gonna wear on you like crazy. This is not sustain. Here's the thing: it's not sustainable. Maybe it could be. Yes, no. It depends. If you're an ectomorph, then being at a low body fat is sustainable. But people like mesomorphs and endomorphs, yeah, I don't know, man. It really depends.
The problem with this is that it tries to almost describe the body, number one, as a blast furnace. We'll get to adherence in a second. Adherence being the second.
Blast furnace. Yeah. Okay. I understand that. All right. Man, why is Blaha actually doing this? Has he even mentioned why? Because he's into bodybuilding all of a sudden? He's not going to go do a show or anything. I know. It's to impress people so they'll join his channel, like all the rest of these people are doing now.
The biggest part, probably the main, but I'm going to cover the smaller point first.
Look, I never do anything that I don't want to do. I do things that are best for me. I don't do things I have to impress people on my channel or anything like that. I've been through all these things in my life. I've gone through them, been there, done that. The lifting a heavy weight, the screaming, the yelling, being stupid, doing stupid shit. Man, been there, done that. I'm not into doing anything stupid. I don't want to join the army. I don't want to be drafted because I'm young and stupid and I'm impressionable, and then I want to go get killed. Get it? You understand me? I'm older, wiser, and a lot smarter. And I know you don't want to go and get killed in the army, okay?
All right, your calories in does not have a zero impact on your calories out. In other words, if you were to eat 3,500 calories of one whole set of foods versus 3,500 calories of an entirely different set of foods, even if they were similar macros, your calories out will be different because different foods have different thermic effects. Different foods in certain combinations and surplus, definitely have massive thermic effect differences.
Different foods have different thermal effects. Well, let's see. If you eat shitloads of salad, right, which is what? It's toxic. I mean, there's cellulose. There's some. I don't know. There's some sugar in it or whatever you want to call it. Fucking glucose in it. Not a lot, but yeah. I mean, and it's very low on the nutrient scale. I don't even know if you can't absorb the nutrients. They're anti-nutrient. They have anti-nutrients that come with it. Yeah, you're really going to starve your body, man. It's really going to tap into the fat a lot quicker. Let's say if you were to eat meat and you were going to lose this so-called body fat, right? And you eat meat. So one guy eats meat and they all do the same kind of exercises, the same things day in and day out. They have the same body composition. Which one is going to lose the most fat? Well, it's going to be most likely the guy eating salad and not the guy eating meat. It may take him longer eating meat, but at least he won't have destroyed his health and look decrepit doing it.
Right, they have different effects on your NEAT, all these other things that affect energy turnover. For those unfamiliar with that, thermic effect of food, it's just TEF is one, and then you also have NEAT, which is...
He says he's on a low-calorie diet, right? Try to reduce body fat, yet he's moving some heavy weight here back and forth. I don't want to say it's astronomically heavy, but he's moving weight around. What is the purpose of this? If you want to preserve muscle, but you want to burn fat, the whole point is to move in real time. You know, jumping jacks create a thermal effect. If you do 100 fucking couple thousand jumping jacks, don't you think that's going to create enough thermal effect? So why do you need to go to a gym lifting weights to lose body fat? It makes no sense. Because he's copying these steroid people. They go lift. Here's the funny thing about steroid people before competition. They're still lifting heavy, which is even more retarded. They lift heavy weight and then they go, oh, I got injured. I ripped my bicep. What the fuck? It's more retardedness, man. These people are so dumb. There's nothing to. You're not gonna build more muscle being on a low calorie diet. And you're not gonna. You won't. You're trying to preserve it, if anything. Especially these steroid guys. So what's the point of lifting heavy, or doing anything heavy, or lifting any weight?
Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. These are big. So a person could, on completely different foods while still eating the same.
Think about it. You want to lose body fat, right? But you don't want to lose muscle and, you want to be healthy at the same time. Okay. So, I don't know. Maybe you're going to use carnivore diet for that. I can't tell you what you're going to use for that. You lower these calories, these junk food calories, the man-made junk food calories, whatever. Okay, so you wake up in the morning, you do a couple thousand jump jacks or whatever, a couple hundred, I don't know. I'm exaggerating, okay? You do a couple of hundred jumping jacks every day. In the morning, then you come in the nighttime before you go to sleep, you do a couple hundred jumping jacks. That's not hard to do, right? And maybe you might want to do some ab work, spot work for the abs. I don't know. Okay? So what do you think the outcome would be within 30, 40, 50, 60 days? In 60 days, if you kept doing that, what would be the outcome? See what I mean? You don't know because you'd have to experiment. You'd lose a lot more body fat a lot faster doing that than anybody doing what he's doing there in the gym. You see, that's why he's not successful at it. But whatever. I'm not saying he hasn't lost some body fat. There's some lost there because he's fucking low calorie, whatever the hell he's eating there. Plus, he's on TRT. That's another thing. He's on steroids.
Amount of calories, one person could burn 3,000 calories in a day eating one and burn 4,000 calories in a day eating another in the most extreme cases, even doing the same intent.
Okay, you don't want to be burning calories. You want to burn triglyceride, the triglyceride in the body fat. You don't want to be burning any calories. The reason people burn calories is because they're ashamed. They ate the slave food, the pizza. They were at McDonald's and they ate McDonald's and they're like, okay, I'm going to the gym now to burn calories. That's the reason why they go there. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. Why would you go eat slave food and then go to the gym to burn those calories off? Because you enjoyed eating the slave food and now you have to burn it off. And here's what happens. So you go to the gym, you burn it off. Remember, your cells are hungry for shit still, right? It's absorbing this unnatural food even faster sometimes. It still lingers. Jesus.
Amount of exercise. So again, people need a context for that. Particularly, we start getting into things like low-fat, high-carb overfeeding and stuff. The numbers get skewed as far as what the body does with these things. So it's not just, hey, as long
low-fat, high-carb overfeeding, you should be eating a lot of saturated fat. You're made up of saturated fat. Your whole body is made up of saturated fat. When you look at yourself, Blaha, in the mirror, what do you see? You know what you see? Saturated fat, you asshole. That's why this goof tells you, hey, don't eat any saturated fat. The fuck? You're looking at yourself. You are saturated fat, you dummy. But whatever, man. Look, like I said, the carb loading, yeah, why would you eat carbs? They're energy. There's no point. You want to lose body fat, right?
long as you eat X amount of calories in versus X amount of calories out, you're always going to be in a deficit, or it doesn't always work that smoothly. All right, here can.
I really have to look into this. X amount of calories, you're always going to be in a deficit. No, really? Again, what is he talking about when he says calories? You mean the slave diet? See what I mean?
Consistent, it seems to work consistently.
Think about it. Your natural food, meat, doesn't have any sugar in it. I'm not saying it can't be converted. Your body can do a lot of stuff, but it doesn't have any sugar or toxins in it. It's just nutrients and protein. Okay, so what the fuck are these slave food diets? What are they made up of? Sugar, cellulose, water, and toxins. Wow, how healthy could that be?
All All right, number two, adherence. What these people don't understand, like, well, this person thinks that the only way they lose weight is when they do this type of diet, and I would point out to them, well, we know that obviously biologically isn't true, but maybe psychologically.
I can tell you this much. I've been on my natural diet, like really on a natural diet, completely like I wouldn't say 100%. At the last couple of months, I had cheated a little bit, had some chocolate, this and that or something, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm a human. You have to get off the slave diet, but it's difficult. Okay, but whatever. The majority of the time when I started, I was on my natural diet and water and whatever. Okay. Pretty much I've been on a natural diet since last year, June. Okay? June. That means no starch, no starch in my diet whatsoever. I'm not eating any starch, nothing starchy. It's just meat and water. That's it, meat and water and seafood. And I can tell you, it took me about a year now to actually see the results. Yeah, they're coming out big time. So it took a while, but things catch up with time. I mean, the amount of damage that you've caused your body, it takes time to reverse all that, plus to promote health. So being on a natural diet, yeah, after a whole year, I could say a lot of things have changed. I definitely see huge changes, definitely huge. I mean, just everything. And it just is getting better and better. So I'll continue and see what will happen the next year. So starting again from the time I started, June 1st. So June 1st will be 1 year. And now June 1st till next year, we'll find out how much better I get. I'll find out. See what I mean? That's how you find out, by experimenting. If you don't do that, then how the fuck would you know how something works? And that's why you're asking people questions, all kinds of crazy questions that you probably would get the answers to if you went out and did it yourself. See what I mean?
It is true for them. Right? Are we concerned with knowing all the facts? Right? Of wowing someone with your knowledge or your very basic knowledge of thermodynamics? Or is your goal?
Here's another thing. I started using taurine. And I wasn't really sure how to use it in the beginning. I used one little scoop, every day. It's only been the last while since I started using taurine. I think maybe the last 3 months or something, around 3 months. So I started with one. I didn't really see anything, but when I looked up the dosages, so I started doing two. So one in the morning, one at night. I noticed my sleep definitely. It took a while. It took a while, but my sleep just became like phenomenal. My sleep, man, I can't even explain to you. I don't even know if it's the carnivore diet or the taurine that causes your testicles to come bigger, but I think I have a feeling it's the taurine causing it. I know that it unfolds the cells that are folded. It does a bunch of stuff. It increases testicular size, increases testosterone. It does a bunch of stuff. Your endocrine system seems to be restored back to homeostasis, a normal state that it should be. See, the problem with a lot of people, they think all these changes, they're abnormal. They're like, oh my God, my testicles got bigger. My endocrine system is bigger. My testosterone is higher. Oh, this is unnatural. This must be unnatural. No, that's how your body is naturally supposed to be functioning. But you've been in such an unnatural state with small testicles, low testosterone all your life and weak and complaining and believing that you're weak. So you have to go to a gym to lift that fucking weight because you're so fucking weak because you've been in such a fucking unnatural state that you're fucking, now you're just waking up. You take the supplement and you're like, oh my God, what's going on here? You understand me? You think that being bloated, eating these fucking slave diets and being bloated, farting and fucking having diarrhea and being sick all the time and flus and all that, you think, and viruses, suffering from viruses, you think that's natural. Well, I could tell you, when you're on a carnivore diet, and maybe you supplement with some taurine, could help, you definitely will find that you're not going to suffer from any fucking viruses. You're not going to suffer from anything. You're not going to get flus, viruses. You're just going to be super fucking healthy, bro. I'm telling you, man. You're going to be surprised. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked how the changes that will come about in your body. I find that my body is returning to like a 25-year-old body. You know that? And I'm in my late 50s, dude. So it's incredible what food can do, and not gyms, but what food and how they affect your health, how it affects your health.
To get people results. Okay, as a coach, when I put people on a national or world level powerlifting platform, do you think I need them to fully understand the process? No, I need them to win. I need them to get results. I'll play psychological tricks on athletes just to make sure that they get stronger and win.
Worried his stock's price will go down right after you buy.
Just to make sure that they get stronger and win.
Yeah, they might get results, but at what cost? See what I mean? Does Blaha give a shit about their health? No.
Okay? I don't need them to know that I'm placeboing them on something. I need them to get that gold medal.
See, I don't need them. I don't need them to know that I'm placeboing them on something like unnatural food and unnatural lifting, eating slave diet, destroying their health. Yeah.
All right. So back over to the point. If a person only is able to manage their appetite consistently on a lower carbohydrate diet,
Yeah.
do you really think telling them, oh, if you just work in some table sugar every day, as long as you maintain a deficit, do you really think that you're helping them?
I don't know. Are you?
There are people who cannot control their appetite when they eat certain types of junk food. And it's not just, well, they need to have a better relationship with food. That's how these clowns will respond to them. Well, no, maybe it's a case of their hormonal response of their appetite. Okay? Different people have different genetic and biochemical predispositions.
No, they don't. They all have the same thing. It's just that they've been on such an artificial diet their entire life and decades of it, if not centuries now, being on artificial diets, that it's catching up with us humans, and we're creating more artificial things, putting more artificial stuff in our food, more chemicals, and this is really affecting people big time, psychologically, mentally, physically, just a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just really just destroying the shit out of you.
Towards changes in appetite. And if a person is ravenously hungry all the time,
think about it. All these people, they go to the gym, they lift weights, and then they go and they eat these fucking chickens, right? Chicken's like the worst animal, fucking carnivore animals, like pork and chicken is carnivore animal. To tell you the truth, it is carnivore animal. It's putrid animal, man. And they just pump them up with these fucking drugs and steroids because they need them to grow really fast. So they pump them up and everything, and then you go and eat them. They're filled with like bronchodilators and steroids and who knows what. You go and eat them. I remember one baseball player saying he attributes his batting average to eating all this chicken. What's in the chicken? Steroids. So, I mean, I think sometimes when people get caught in maybe Olympics, maybe, or even boxing, maybe they were natural, but they didn't realize that the steroids showed up on a test because you're eating steroids. Your food, and especially the U.S., your food is pumped with steroids. Then you go to the gym and you think, wow, that's all me lifting that weight. And that's not all you lifting that weight. It's because the chicken is pumped with steroids and these fucking bronchodilators. You're relying on the chicken to lift a heavy weight.
they're going to fail your diet. Okay, we need to be clear.
It's funny. Your government says it's illegal to buy steroids over the counter, but it'll inject them in your chicken, and you can get them without a prescription. Eating a chicken, how about that? Oh my God.
On that, because we're back over to creating that calorie deficit. If a person finds that eating certain types of foods triggers their hunger, doesn't control their satiety, whatever you're having them eat is going to be doomed to failure. Like they're not going to be successful in losing weight. If they do
Because they're all eating unnatural slave diets. Get it, bro?
something that maybe isn't optimal, because I am not, say, a fan of a deep keto diet, not really a fan. For a host of reasons, I don't think they're optimal. I don't think they're ideal for health. Okay?
You know, Blaha speaks as if this is natural to eat a slave diet. This is natural. This is normal. This is a normal event. Moving these weights around up and down, and I'm going to lose this body fat. Why do you need to lose this body fat? Were you fat to begin with, or did you create it yourself? Eating unnatural food. See what I mean? Everything he's doing here is unnatural because he's an unnatural being, man. He doesn't even know what he's doing or what goal is he really shooting for. I know he wants to look like a bodybuilder. Yeah, he wants to lose body fat. He thinks that that bodybuilding is about getting really lean, just losing a bunch of body fat. That's not what bodybuilding is about.
But if a person consistently blunts their appetite,
I'll tell you what bodybuilding is. Bodybuilding is about getting as many adaptations as you can because your body runs out of these adaptations. So what does that mean? That means you need to do several things that you're unaccustomed to doing to eke out new adaptations. In what? In muscle growth. Get it? It makes you bigger and it makes you stronger. That's the whole point, man. Yeah. But he's stuck on all these exercises. He's not going anywhere. So in his mind, he's like, yeah, I'm a failure, but I'll just lose the body fat. I'll look like a bodybuilder if I lose body fat. Well, you'll just look like a muscular person if you lose body fat. You'll be able to see the shape of your body. And believe me, the more I see the shape of his body, the more fear is in my eyes, bro. I don't want to look at him anymore. Get it? It's scaring me now. I don't want to look like that.
while doing it, and they need to lose body fat,
Some people just don't need to lose any body fat because when they get lean, the boobs start coming out, the gut starts hanging. There are all kinds of weird stuff. Like the shape comes out, but it's not the shape that you were expecting. Like in Blaha, he was expecting maybe he was going to turn into what, a Barbie doll, like Barbie. He was going to turn into Barbie, Ken from Barbie. No, man, it didn't work for him. I'm sorry, Blaha. This is a failure. This is a failure. Get it?
and let's say refined sugars trigger hunger for them and cause them to go overeat on other junk. Guess what?
Okay, why do refined sugars trigger hunger? Because your body's hungry for what? Nutrients. It's not interested in any sugar. Duh. This is stupid.
Do you really think that you need to be telling them, just try to eat a deficit and go ahead and work?
Yeah, it does spike your insulin too, which could be a bad thing. Yes.
400 calories of sweets in every day. Okay? Do you think that's a viable
400 calories of sugar every day. Yes. No nutrients, just sugar. Oh, that's great.
strategy? Or if the person, for ketosis, whatever reason, happens to blunt their hunger and they're able to control their eating and therefore create a calorie deficit, even if it's unintentional, even if they don't even
Blunter hunger and ketosis. He was against ketosis, but okay.
fully grasp and they refuse to accept the calorie deficit part, the fact that
Question this: What did those sports people do when they wanted to lose a lot of fat? They ate a lot of fat, right? What was the fat that they mainly ate? Well, animal fat and butter. They ate a lot of butter and animal fat. They ate a lot of fat. They went on a high fat diet, and that made them lose fat. Why, if you go on a very high animal fat diet, does your body lose fat really fast? Why is that? You have to ask yourself that question. Why would your body lose fat really rapidly by eating a high fat natural animal diet? Why? Why is it? Because it doesn't see you're not going through a famine. You got enough fat. Is using that as energy. Your body, the preferred energy of your body is animal fat. It's not sugar. Sugar is a drug. It's made from plants. It's unnatural. See what I mean?
they've consistently lose weight when they do it and they don't get hungry, they've still created the calorie deficit and they lose the weight. You're not freeing them.
It's not going to make you weak because you went into a gym and you're eating a high fat diet and you're losing body fat. It's not going to make you weak. It's really, for me personally, it's hard to eat a very high animal fat diet. I don't know. But yeah, you really have to shoot for that. But it's not going to make you weak or anything. It's going to, if anything, it'll increase your hormones. Your hormones will go up a lot higher. Why? Because it's going to it's got to remove all this fat. That's why it goes up. Makes you more muscular. It's going to make you more stronger in the gym too as well. The preferred energy source of your mitochondria is animal fat. You can look this up, man. You can read NCBI for yourself, PubMed. Don't be lazy. They tell you everything in there, bro. They tell you everything, okay? I don't. This isn't rocket science. I think Blaha is really out to lunch. All this work he's putting in for nothing. Smart people work smart. They don't work hard. If you want to lose body fat, go on a very high fat diet, like all these sports people did. It worked for them. If it worked for them, it'll work for you. Get it? I look at other people's experiences. That's how I learn. If you don't try other people's experiences, then how the hell would you know if it worked or didn't? Now, if it worked on more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people, it must work. Get it? It must work. So do you need to go on a low calorie diet? No, you need to go on a high fat animal diet. Get it? Your natural diet. Natural. And it'll go away. And you do a couple of jumping jacks here and there. Wouldn't hurt.
That's this whole idea this group has. I am freeing them. Well, not really. You're just telling them some basic knowledge, but you're not teaching them how to implement it. And if you're an actual professional at this, you've got to come up with strategies to help people control their appetite. You need to actually learn about satiety, right?
Again, have you ever been on a high fat animal diet? Have you ever been on that? No, you've never tried it. So how would you know about this controlling your diet or anything? Again, Blaha's problem is he's so unnatural. He doesn't know what's natural. Look, it's natural for your body to get damaged in doing things that you're unaccustomed to doing, untrained and unfamiliar. And it's natural for your body to go after it does get this damage from doing things that you're unaccustomed to doing, for it to repair and remodel stronger. It is a natural state. If you go ice skating, right, and you skate on ice, which is, let's say that's not natural, but running is. Okay, let's use running for an example. So you were running, I don't know, sprinting, you did quite a few sprints, and your legs got this damage. It'll go through a repair and a remodeling, get it? It'll make it bigger and stronger. See what I mean? That's the whole purpose. And of course, your appetite will go up, and that will help in the repair and the remodeling. Why won't it happen with a repeated bout? Because it's meant to carry you through a famine. Your body doesn't want to build any more muscle because it's meant to carry you through a famine. But you will be slightly stronger. You won't be so feeble now when you run after it repairs and remodels itself. You understand me? But some people want to eke out get more of these adaptations to make them even faster at running and better. You understand me? You weren't good when you first did it. If you were never accustomed to running and you ran, you're definitely going to get this damage. It's natural to do that. But he's doing things that are unnatural. It's unnatural to keep lifting this weight in an adapted state, destroying yourself, eating an unnatural diet.
Understand these satiety factors, and here's the thing that I'll tell you. Anyone who is not wired for moderation, you really think you're going to have them work junk food in every day? And just eat your normal foods that you've been eating, but add a little more protein and just count your calories. It's not going to work out too well. Okay, because we have a lot of metabolic dysfunction already in the Western world.
Why do you have metabolic dysfunction? Because you're eating sugar all day. That causes metabolic dysfunction. Eat animal fat. That is the preferred source of energy.
Our bad dietary habits. We have a bad relationship with food. We eat a lot of foods that create all sorts of problems. We have access to way too much hyper-palatable calorie dense.
Yeah, I would agree.
Foods. Okay? Eating a restrictive diet that takes whole foods away is actually extremely successful. So even people who pull this other, they want to pretend to be evidence-based, but they ignore the evidence. They think they're evidence-based because they count calories. But they ignore all the data on appetite, thermic effect, satiety indexes.
Holy shit, his back looked like it was full of zits. Did you see that?
Ignore all this research. They ignore all the research that shows that people who actually eat a lower variety of food are more successful in consistently adhering to their weight loss diet. They ignore those studies. Okay, they ignore those studies because it doesn't match their ideology.
Well, he's ignoring the studies about eating natural food and doing specific things naturally, how to build muscle naturally, and a bunch of other stuff. He's trying to do things that are unnatural to build unnatural muscle and do a bunch of stuff and build unnatural strength taking steroids.
Which is, hey, we want to eat junk food every day and still be healthy and in shape. So again, when people spout this line to people, it is a disservice because it's not actually helping them. It's not giving them.
Blaha eats junk food. He eats fucking beans and, I don't know, tofu. What else does he have there? Spaghetti, hot dogs with mustard, coffee. Coffee is not natural. This is junk food. Coffee is junk food, bro. It's the fuck are you talking about?
Strategies. Because every successful weight loss strategy has to involve how do we deal with the appetite and hunger of this individual. And I feel like a lot of these fit pros who give a lot of this advice have never been obese. They don't actually.
What you eat will reflect what you look like. That's why I said Blaha eats an unnatural diet. And so he's never discovered what his body would look like on a natural diet. And so what does he do? Eat a natural diet. He lowers the body fat, right? He tries to remove the body fat, doing these crazy exercises on steroids, taking steroids. And then, it was just unnatural. And then this is the product. He's not really liking the product. He's delusional. He has to pretend and say, oh, well, people are telling me how good I look. Well, you don't have to say that on your YouTube channel, because if it was true, they would post it in the comment section, and not one person has ever said that to him.
Know what it's like to have the appetite of an obese person. They're clueless. Because if they did, they wouldn't be saying,
If they did say that to him, then they were just saying that because maybe, who knows, maybe they're playing with Blaha. I don't know.
you know, as long as you create a calorie deficit, you can eat 20 or 25% of your food from just whatever garbage you feel like eating, and it'll all be fine. You can tell they've never been 300 pounds. Just saying. It's about devising strategies that work for the individual. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative.
Man, I don't know if that was informative or not. So I just dropped something here. I don't know if that was informative or not. Was it informative? I mean, yeah, it's informative to the point where I don't want to do anything that's unnatural like he's doing. That's it's informing you not to do these things. Don't do anything he's doing. Don't eat any of these artificial fake foods, because when you do reveal what's underneath the hood, that's what's going to happen. You're going to look like crap. And you want to transform your body? Eat a natural diet. You're going to look best on a natural diet. You're going to look your best on a natural diet. It's something you have to strive for. Now, if it's not something that you want, then don't complain about it because you look like dog shit. Get it? Because you can't stop eating unnatural food and you look like dog shit, or you're weak or you're fucked up. Don't complain and say everybody is on steroids or doing something artificial when you are doing everything fucking artificial to destroy the fuck out of yourself, eating artificial fucking food and lifting artificial man-made metal. Get it, bro? On a daily basis. So when you do these fucking artificial things, and there's people that are out there doing things that are natural, and you are doing things artificial, and you're complaining that the natural guy is artificial, then you must be fucked. Get it? In the head. So you need to go and see a doctor, and you need to figure out things for yourself. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The world is so divided, it's so messed up at this point. Nobody can figure out natural, this, that, whatever. It's such an unnatural world, you understand me? They'll use these cosmetics to create they want to create a natural looking look. But in fact, you're not natural. You don't create a natural looking, better looking look by taking these artificial fucking drugs. You get it? A natural look is going to have a very specific look. I'm not saying it can't fool you. They're all eating unnatural food, so then they take these drugs to try to create this natural look. You understand me? Which can only be created. Your natural look can only be created by eating natural food. But you're all eating unnatural food and you look like dog shit. So why do people take steroids? Because they want to create the natural, that nice looking natural look cosmetically, you understand me? Fakely, through something artificial. That's the reason. You get it, man? Your strength, even your strength as a natural person, if you eat a natural diet, your strength is going to be super high as a young person. You're going to be super strong. You're going to get more muscle on your body. You're going to look better, more handsome, and everything. So all these other people, they're jealous about that. The small, strong guys, the ugly people, the shitty, skinny people. Look at them all online. And look, I took my cycle. I took my first cycle, and yada, yada, yada. Look the way I look. Yeah, they look like that because they had to take cosmetics because they look like dog shit. Get it? And then they kill themselves. They destroy themselves. So I don't know what else to say in that video, man. Just do things natural if you can. Stop doing these artificial things. I'll see you in the next one. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Comment down below helps with the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends.